Listeners are of four types. I have categorized them in a different way. Later on, we will see that. But predominantly, according to studies, listeners are of four types. People oriented. People oriented listeners are those who, if you see, they connect with a person. They connect with a person, they are interested in that person. Whatever that person speaks, they will listen. They listen to the message in order to understand the person, how the person's mind works, what are the what are the things that interest that person, all of these things. So people oriented listeners are there. If they like a person, they will listen to that person, otherwise they will switch off. That is first type. The second type is action oriented listeners. Action oriented listeners are primarily interested in finding out what the speaker wants. Does the speaker want votes, donations, volunteers, or something else? What does he want? I want, at the end of the talk, you should give these kind of listeners some action to do. If you just speak and then leave without giving them any action, they'll feel disappointed. Then the third type of listeners are content oriented listeners. They're not worried about whether there is an action at the end. They're not worried about who is speaking. They are worried about what is the message. What is in, what is there for me, that I can get from listening to this talk or whatever. What is in it for me? WWIFM. What's in it for me? That's the content oriented people. They are interested in the message, whether it may make sense, what it means, whether it is accurate. When you give a speech, many members of your classroom audience will be content oriented listeners if they are listening to you very keenly. Okay. And the fourth one are the time oriented listeners. For them, time is very important. You may be giving phenomenal content, or you may be giving a great action to perform at the end, or a great speaker may be speaking, but they will become very restless and annoyed sometimes if you go beyond the time. So these are the four types of listeners. Where are you? Now, there is also another way in which I have classified the different types of listeners, based on animal comparisons. The first type are the deer. The deer, they are very keen listeners. Any rustling sound, little bit somewhere, a sign of danger, and they just bolt away from the place. They are always alert to sound. These are very keen listeners. Then there are the wolves. You know what the wolves do? They simply keep howling all the time and making a disturbance for everyone around. Makes unpleasant noises and disturbs the deer. Because the deer is trying to focus. Is the tiger coming? Is a lion behind me? Like that. And the wolf will howl and disturb the whole scenario. Okay, so those are the wolves. Then the wolves and the bulls. Okay, the bull doesn't distinguish between grapes and oil cakes. Whatever you give, the bull will eat. Okay, grapes are sweet, oil cakes are bitter, but then the bull will equally relish both, right? So the bull is not bothered about the content, bothered about something else. And then there are the camels. The camels, they will give up sweet mango leaves and instead eat bitter neem leaves. These are people, they don't have discrimination about what is good or what is bad to listen. Many youngsters are like that today. They have no idea what they should listen, what they should not listen. They listen to all kinds of crap and spoil their head. You are what you listen to. You become the person that you listen. What the kind of stuff that you listen to. Okay.